Foot fungus! I'm sorry.
Hello, everybody. Foot fungus. Welcome back to Hell We Ride. I haven't said foot fungus in like months.
I know, that's why I had to say it.
Huh. But in any case, we'll just start
Anyway,
right
up,
off the
Nick.
bat. As you can tell, we're having a little bit of fun tonight. And the group will just start right where you were. You guys just got the Kochichis phylactery,
Gesundheit.
the Demon Lord of Frost Giants. One of your vehicles, specifically Nyx's Devil's Ride, got completely wrecked. You were just barely able to flip over your Demon Grinder, but you guys had a very long... Well, there's no such thing as a day in hell, but a very long time here, and you're deciding to take a rest. A long rest. Yeah. So
but
you guys go to that cave.
Sorry.
And you were going to take your long rest, and what were you going to do before that?
Before we do that, I wanted to try out something that I gained access to at the end of our last episode.
Oh.
With your permission, rather. After getting in the cave and setting down Elizabeth rather gently, Nix had an idea.
It hurt.
Shut up.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. We do this all the time, so feel free. Nix wanted to try animate object on Elizabeth. Yes, no, maybe your thinking is concerning me.
What do you... Okay, so she animates. She stands up.
Oh, no.
Looks up at you.
Daddy?
Shut up, Mav. That don't make it worse. Jesus. So yeah, does she act like herself? Does she look around to see where she is? Does she even do anything characteristically?
No.
Oh, shit.
She just stands up and looks at you. Do you have her do anything?
I'm going to pull a Gargoyles moment right now. I tell her to act like your old self. Like before you were hurt.
It looks down at itself and looks up at you.
God, he's
and
rolling.
Falls lifelessly to the ground. You know your spell's still active, but it's acting like it's not.
Nick starts to cry a little bit. Well, I don't think there's anything else that I can do for that. For Elizabeth.
Brakka just walks over and and just kneels down so she's at the same height as Nix, puts a hand on her shoulder.
You're still a little taller than me.
Did you see that in character?
No, out of character. You're still taller than me, even sitting down.
No.
Remember, 3 feet.
Puts a hand on their shoulder. She's like, get her back.
I don't know how, though.
We'll find a way. I mean, we're here after all. We found a way to get here. We're still alive somehow.
We're still stuck in hell. I don't think there's anybody out there that wants to help something like that, or to help people like us.
We are people like us.
We can force people to help us.
I mean, we're not stuck here forever. She takes out the little tuning fork she bought. Once I learn enough, I'll be able to use this and get us back and forth. And hell, Rick could do the same thing.
Yeah, I guess there's at least some hope in at least leaving her somewhere that's not in hell.
Right.
The faster we get there, the better.
Yeah,
just to make sure, on your tuning fork, that's the one you rang in the material plane, correct?
Yeah, that's the one I bought specifically at at Candlekeep. But specifically at Candlekeep, I tuned it to the physical plane. Yeah, material plane.
So we just need to find one for hell, and then we can go back and forth.
After your minute, it doesn't move because it was already laying on the ground. But you know your spell's worn off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. I just set her up, like leaning against the wall, and just sit down beside her.
Sorry. So,
yeah.
Do you guys do anything else before you take a long rest?
Cry.
You can do that during a long rest.
That's right. No, Nyx would at that point be tired of the day. And they go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you will go to sleep, I need wisdom saving throws.
Oh, yay.
Did Rick put the dome up, by the way?
Before we do the long rest, I would do the tiny hut.
I'd assume if you don't have the spell slot, you just ritual cast.
And re-up my control over my remaining skeletons.
Do you have your skeletons do anything while you guys take a long rest? Like guard the front of the cave or...
Yeah, the two Marotars would be guarding.
Okay.
Animate objects only... It can't be ritual cast, can it?
It cannot. Or Zebediah would have cast it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, well, that gives me other ideas, at least. Okay.
That's the 13 for Brakka.
Oh, right. 17 for Nyx.
20.
What about Richtofen?
Oh, shit.
Do.
22.
All right. How are you guys looking on food?
Still got a couple of days' rations.
And I've got us covered from there on out.
Oh, yeah, the good berries.
Right. So, since you guys got enough food and water for the day, with that long rest, any of you that have exhaustion, you've lost a layer of exhaustion.
Can we drag the vehicle in here to remove its exhaustion?
Looking at it with your bulging brain of intelligence, you know...
Big brain moment.
You have a brain blast, and you realize that the vehicle doesn't just magically heal itself. It needs a mechanic to fix it. Parts are just worn off, and you need new parts.
I have an idea.
Oh, no.
Shut up.
It hurt.
Screw you too.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
No, you're fine. No, the idea would come into play later during our travels. It's just something I'm hoping to keep track of until then.
Oh, Mr. Idiot.
And as you guys are getting up from your long rest, doing stretches or whatever you do in your mornings, you hear rumbling through the valley side because you guys are in like the valleys. A few minutes later, you see dust cropping coming from where you guys came from, and it appears to be a band of some group and a bunch of infernal war machines, and they're heading the direction you guys were heading, towards the Tree of Life, which is now just a big open area.
Oh, cool. We can steal some vehicles. Oh,
they're
yeah, right.
really far away, and there's red dust everywhere, so you guys can't really make out who they are, but it appears like there's a bunch of smaller vehicles and one bigger vehicle.
Do we hear rock music being played in the distance? Or metal?
Give me a perception check.
I know where this is going.
I passed of 16, but I'll roll just in case it's needed.
I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
18.
I'm all like garbage tonight.
Richtofen, you do hear some singing.
6.
It's in Draconic.
Oh.
But it's in this small, barky voice, kind of like a certain ally of yours. And you hear him saying some song that seems to be praised to a being called Kurtulmak.
This is the song that never ends.
I was thinking more holiday.
Where's a turtleneck in hell? It's hot.
You can roll a religion check if you're curious who Kurtulmak is.
Holy shit, 27.
Nice.
All right. As they get closer, that's when you all realize that it's a bunch of kobolds. The bigger vehicle appears to be a Tormentor, the Doom Buggy-like vehicle that you guys had originally. And on the back of it, on the back bumper, there seems to be a giant banner crudely made, and you can barely make out. It appears to be like a small humanoid skull on fire on the banner as it's flapping in the wind. And Richtofen, with that religion check, you know Kurtulmak is the deity of kobolds. And that deity really hates gnomes because Garl Glittergold, one of the gnome gods, kind of screwed him over because he was like the right-hand deity of Tiamat's. And then Gnarl Glittergold stole something from her hoard, and when he tried to save it for her, the gnome god tricked him and got him stuck in a maze, and he died there, but was later ascended to godhood. Oh, also his realm is here underground, underneath Avernus.
Oh.
It's where all kobolds go when they die. Those that are loyal, anyway.
Poof, I was worried there for a minute.
Oh, good. You don't have to go far.
You notice they seem to be making a wedge formation where there's 5 Devil's Ride bikes, and in the middle one appears to be a kobold in orange robes, which you know are the colors of Kurtulmak. The 2x2 next to him in the wedge formation is like B formation there in the point. You can see that they do have shields on their backs. They seem to be like warrior types. And you can't really see much in the dune buggy one, but you do see they have goggles, and one of them seems to have, there seems to be like cages hanging off the sides with creatures inside. As they zoom past you guys, they're a few hundred miles away. They probably would not see your cave unless they were looking for it. But they do slow down and start to turn around as they see the wreckage of your Devil's Ride.
Okay, so I know that you're tempting me to get my Devil's Ride back by using a kobold horde charging around us. And I just want to say, not cool, dude.
Warriors of the road, one might say.
Travel, probably.
Oh, wonderful day.
And as they slow down, as you guys continue to watch from here, you notice that they do form like a bit of a circle around the wreckage. And some of them start to get off, and they start, they all close in on the wreckage of your vehicle. But you can't really make out much more from here.
Hey.
Question for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Do we engage or get out?
We're not letting some kind of people steal from us.
It's not exactly stealing. We can't repair the damn thing, and they might
But
be able...
it's our pile of trash.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay, so how many vehicles are there?
6 total.
But they can keep our pile of trash.
Okay.
5 of them are the bikes, and 1's the dune buggy.
Okay. They can take on a bike, right?
We try and see if they could repair it first. They obviously know how to probably fix their own, unless they also go to Mad Maggie. And if it comes to it, we can kick their ass.
I was about to say, we could possibly just track them down and...
I mean, they got 5 bikes. There's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm. But we also have the skeletons as well.
Well, there's only 2 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quit your whining.
But it's still, if it did come to blows, we could still take the tormentor, and it'd be enough to hold the skeletons.
Okay, let's go try to talk to them first.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, do we really want to try and talk with them? I mean, have you seen that banner?
Well, I mean, well, you're a kobold. I'm a dragonborn.
I don't think they care.
How far are they right now?
I would say they're about, I was going to say 1/4 mile, but only us silly Americans with our crazy system would know what that is. It's like about 500 feet, I would say.
Oh, okay.
So half kilometer.
I will go. I will go out of the cave and approach till I am 400 feet of the closest kobold.
Okay, let me look at their passive perception to see when they notice you.
Okay, definitely not letting Koi go alone. Nix will go with him.
Yeah, we go out and Koi can stay back. If it does come to fight, Koi, you can stay back in a sniping position. The rest of us can crack some skulls. And she sort of thwaps her her staff against her shoulder.
So do these just look, from where we can see, do they look like normal kobolds or like abysmal or something?
It's hard to tell from your distance, but when Koi gets closer, they do look like relatively normal kobolds. But they do seem to have spikier look to them from this distance. You actually get that 400 feet away, around there.
Yeah.
They have not noticed you.
I will shoot a normal bolt.
Are you just gonna fight, or are you going to try and talk?
No, I'm gonna just call their attention.
And the best way to do that is with a weapon.
Yeah.
You do notice,
I'm gonna shoot.
You do notice that there are 2 on guard, and they have these shields that almost look like they're made of like a leathery, scaly hide, and spears. But they have not noticed you. They're conveniently enough both looking the wrong direction.
Okay, I'm going to try and disarm one of them.
You know, I'm going to have them roll. Why not? Because they are actively trying to look for things. Okay. Before you fire or pull up your weapon or anything, one of them does notice you, and it's like, and it like talks to the others, and it gets into formation, puts the shield up, has the spear up, and they seem like they're getting ready to defend themselves. What do you do?
They're not moving, right?
They are not.
Can I interject?
I will raise one arm and yell. I don't know if they can hear me, but I will say that shit is ours.
Nix would raise their hand as well, trying to get attention, and then just kind of look over at you very slowly to what you just said, and just kind of lower their arm.
Getting up on top of their tormentor is the kobold in orange robes. From here, you can see that the orange robes does have a black skull on fire on the middle of it.
Metal.
That matches the banner. And the kobold, you're not sure what it is about it, but it seems to be glowing of some kind of radiance of some kind. And it looks at you and says, "No! This mine!"
Okay, I try to reason with those things.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to shoot at that guy, or?
And then
I try to take control of the kobold, being Dragonborn.
Which kobold? What?
I tell them to back off, try to establish dominance.
So intimidation.
Yeah, appear as big as you can.
Well, I'm not gonna peacock on them.
That's kind of what you're doing.
A fireball across their nose.
Roll intimidation.
Yep.
Come on, luck be a lady tonight.
You always roll high. What are you talking about?
16.
The ones with the shields seem a little bit shaken, but the one with the robes on top of their vehicle slams his foot on the vehicle and says, "This ours! You leave!"
I will shoot at the one on top of the vehicle from 400 feet away, but just to miss him or them.
Warning shot.
Yeah.
Are you attempting intimidation?
Yes.
All right, let's do a roll to hit. And this is more of like the roll to hit where you want it to be the most intimidating.
Yeah.
So it's like really close but doesn't hit,
Yeah. Or just like leaves a little cut on the cheek.
The classic, like if they were holding up a cell phone, you just hit the cell phone.
Yeah. So that's
You can sharpshooter it if you want. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean if I sharpshoot, I lose 5 attacks. So
oh wait, never mind. Sorry.
It's and I rolled kind of low. It's 19.
Kind of low.
All
I have
right.
a +10, so yeah.
All right. You shoot and you hit right next to the banner, and your bolt like sticks right there in the vehicle, right between his toes, 2 of his 3 talon toes.
Yeah.
He looks down at that and looks up at you, and we roll initiative.
Well, that didn't last long.
Something happens. Please.
This Chris crashes. This mine.
Oh shit.
Not for long.
9.
It's a 16 for Brakka.
Oh boy, they roll bad. Give me a moment.
Dirty 20.
Probably not worse than me.
Okay, Koi, what'd you get?
9.
You got 3 times better than them. Nix,
Wow.
what'd you get?
5.
Hey, you almost got twice as good as them. Richtofen, what'd you get?
A dirty 20.
Well, you got way better. The Brakka, what'd you get?
16.
And then, oh yeah, Lulu.
Yes.
She got 4.
Damn.
Wow.
She still got better. So,
Jesus
I can't believe
Christ.
I'm third with a 9.
so Richtofen, currently the only ones visible that are in total cover are these 2 with the shields and spears, and just 1 with the orange ropes right on top of their vehicle, at 400 feet away. If I'm assuming you guys went up to be right next to Koi, who was 400 feet away.
Yes.
But it is your turn.
Do any of them look like spellcasters, or do
The one on top of the vehicle definitely does.
these 400 feet away?
Yep.
And apparently backing up.
I guess have the Maritars in front of me as we're making the advance toward them, so the full movement move towards them.
Okay. So
Quick
the
question.
Murotars charge in. What's up?
Never mind. I'll wait till my turn.
Okay. Is that everything for Richtofen then?
Oh, yeah, the 3 of us would be advancing. Them on point, of course.
So they're gonna are you dashing with them?
Yes.
Okay. They move faster than you, I'm pretty sure, because their size. Double checking. Yeah, they have a speed of 40. So they do get ahead of you on the dash, but you are running up with them.
Okay.
After Richtofen, it is Koi's turn. Actually, no, it's Brakka's turn.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
Brakka. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll dash up with them.
You'll dash?
Yeah, I'll dash. We're not close enough to really do anything magic-wise.
Okay.
At least not with what I have prepared.
Koi.
I'll move 30 feet and shoot at the orange kobold.
Okay.
I mean, the orange bro with the Offsprings logo. I will sharpshoot, why not? 18?
Let me double check. Totally not pulling up his stats.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Where was the grinder in comparison to us and them? Was it between them and us?
The
Was it
grinder's
right
back
outside
at
the
the
cave?
entrance of the cave a few hundred feet back. Or 100 feet back. 100 feet back.
Yeah, I totally forgot we had that thing.
Still damaged as heck.
Yeah, you would definitely hit.
Okay. So I'm gonna spend a superiority dice and allow Brakka to move a little bit closer.
So how much closer can I get?
You will move 15 feet.
Right. So I'll just get a little bit closer then.
And then I will roll damage. Wow. 32 piercing magical damage. It's almost max. I know it's actually max damage.
Okay, you hit him, and he's like, ah! As it hits him, and it knocks him back behind the vehicle.
So I don't see that guy. Right?
Okay, since you do have the ability that would allow you to push and stuff, I'll say he's still up there. So you like knock him back, but he's still on top of it. And he looks really, 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 really hurt.
I will shoot at it again.
Okay.
No sharpshooter this time.
A very bad idea.
I mean, if we kill the leader, they will have to surrender, right?
They work for us now.
26, okay.
Yep.
I won't do anything special to this arrow bolt. So it's 11 piercing damage.
All right.
I will leave it there. I'm not selfish.
It is.
Well, I
Nix's-
will keep yelling our shit. I mean, our pile of trash. Sparkly trash. Yeah.
It is Nix's turn.
I have a choice, and it's a very, very odd choice to have.
Do it.
Okay, let me put it to the group.
Hmm?
My Devil's Ride or the Grinder?
Grinder.
Grinder.
Okay, Nix turns around, points at the Grinder, and casts Animate Object.
What's the range on that?
120 feet, and I can still double it with my sorcerer points if I needed to.
I don't think it's an
awful.
I don't think it's an object.
Oh no.
Oh, because that thing is freaking alive.
Yeah, it's a vehicle. It's its own type.
It's on its own class.
Just double
Just
check.
go and hop in it.
You can animate anything, not an object.
Yeah, it is a vehicle. It is its own creature type vehicle.
Crap. Okay.
You don't waste the spell slot, I'll say.
All right. In that case, option B. I point at the now heap of trash, which I'm considering, or which I'm assuming is an object of my previously simplified Devil's Ride, and cast Animate Object. If I can.
That is over 400 feet away.
If I spend 2 sorcery points, can I double the spell range twice?
No. You can only double it once.
You're only doing that so you can stop me from having fun.
No, because if you could do that, then sorcerers would have that infinite range.
Well, I mean, not infinite range. They can only have so many.
At
sorcery
20th level,
points.
they could 20 times the range on any spell.
Right, but it's not infinite.
sense. Yeah, it's only like 2 miles.
You can practically hit Neverwinter from Daggerford.
I mean, you had a warlock whose entire thing was range. Come on. Okay, so that's the case.
That was warlock evocations on top of that. And
Okay.
feet. And another feet.
Yeah. So in that case, let me ask this. Oh, actually, no, you just answered it. It's over 400 feet away.
Mhm.
Okay. How you said the
You're 100 feet away. Behind you is the demon grinder that's pretty beat up that you guys have.
100 feet. Okay.
And 400 feet ahead of you is where all those kobolds and their vehicles are at. And then a bit past them is the wreckage of your vehicle.
I got you. Do.
I would say maybe 50 feet away from them.
Okay. So if that's going to be the case, then by God, I am using one of my high-level spells. And instead, I'm going to use Far Step. And double its range. because it only gives me 60 feet to start with, but with one extra point, or with one sorcery point, I can go 120 feet and instantly teleport, hopefully, specifically, into the driver's seat of the Demon Grinder.
Okay.
Demon Grinder, or
you teleport. You can teleport. That step. Does it specify you have to go to a spot you can see?
Teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. Yes.
Up to 60 feet, but you're going to use the meta magics that your sorcerer has to knock it up to 120, right?
Distance spell, yes.
Then yeah, you're in the seat.
Poof. And since that casting was a bonus action, I'm assuming the full-on teleport was the rest of my action.
Well, the casting of the spell is a bonus action, right?
Correct.
Then you still have an action.
Oh, lovely. In that case,
the engine's always running on these. You don't need to start it up. Also, we just got a subscriber. Thank you, Callie. Got to test out my new alert system.
Yay! Thank you, Callie.
But now
Awesome.
it's
I still have my movement.
Why is it looping?
Oh.
No, like there's a. Luckily, the noise is fairly subtle.
Oh.
Oh, it's over now. Okay. It's a very subtle like dice rolling noise instead of the normal Twitch notification noise.
Okay. I thought you were talking about our turns there for a second. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So yeah. With that being said, the movement I would use is to immediately put the Demon Grinder to its max speed without dashing, because obviously I don't have the dash ability now.
Yeah, you use your action to make it do one move. So, boom. It's actually a little bit past where you started then at this turn, I guess. Because its movement speed's 120, right?
Yes, sir. That is sweet.
All right.
Yeah, that's my turn.
After you.
Lulu, I believe.
Yep. It's Lulu. Oh, Lulu, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for? God damn it, Scotty!
You know what? She sees everybody else charging, so she's gonna charge. So she moves 240 feet forward, and that's her turn. I forgot about this really powerful thing that she has, which might come to play here. All depending. But then it is finally their turn. And you hear the leader, Krish Crash, as he's named himself, bark orders together. It's like, get in your vehicles, you know. And he immediately disappears. Sorry, I'm looking at his things. He might be a character I used to have. And I have him in D&D Beyond. No big deal.
I feel bad.
Don't. He came. He went to hell. Of course, he's evil. Yeah, he will. He will use meta magic because he's also a sorcerer. So before he turns invisible, you notice that his he heals a little bit. Wait, no, you can't do that. You can only cast if you cast 2 spells on one turn. One of them has to be a cantrip.
I was about to be really pissy, Scotty.
So he turns invisible still. And the rest of the kobolds use their actions to get in their vehicles. And the vehicles come charging forward. Let's see here. They had to use their actions to move the vehicles forward. So that's their turns. After them, we loop back around to Richtofen. So Richtofen, you're running forward. You hear roaring of the engine behind you as the Demon Grinder comes flying up from behind. You notice all the kobolds get in their vehicles, and their vehicles are starting to move towards you and your skeletons. Lulu went poof right past you. So what you doing, Richtofen?
All right, what's the positioning?
As you guys are doing like the classic medieval war movie thing where they're
I was thinking more. Captain America Civil War, but it works too.
Richtofen, hold E.
Wait, what? Ah!
Sorry, we've done that in multiple games before. One person's driving, goes to meet up with the other person, literally screams, hold E, and then as they drive past, the other person hooks on and gets into the vehicle at max speed while we're flying somewhere.
the
So it's
closest
just a joke.
the closest kobold in their vehicle is 220 feet away currently.
How close has Nix closed the distance?
Nick's only technically moved 20 feet further ahead than where they were last turn. Because Nix went backwards and then forwards.
So about 10 feet behind us?
40 feet behind you, because you dashed.
Hmm.
He definitely would be well past you when it's his turn.
There.
So I could hop in their vehicle if I like hold position.
So long as I stop, yes.
I mean, if you try a crazy acrobatic stunt, you could hold your action and try to jump in.
Or you misty step on top of it.
I don't think he has that.
I do.
Oh.
But the skeletons don't.
Right.
I was gonna say, if you like on the next turn, if you come up to me and I say my action to get in the vehicle,
I can backflip up on top and be able to be used as a mounted turret, which is kind of what the plan was to begin with.
so we could DM, could we, me and the skeletons, hold our actions to get in the vehicle when he approaches?
They.
That I said when they approach.
You said he.
I need a name tag.
You could, but the vehicle's still going to be moving the whole time, so I'm going to definitely have a roll for it.
Even if they stop?
Yeah, if Nix came to a stop beside them and then got out of the driver's seat to somewhere else,
Oh,
he's
then,
asking if...
Then yeah. So you hold your action for now, you and your Murotars.
Yes.
Okay. I'll say the Murotars moved 20 feet back to get back to you.
Okay. So that still gives them enough movement to be able to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Right, then that's what I'll do.
All right. After Richtofen is Brakka.
Right. Dashing forward again. We're not really within range to really do anything. If I dash, how close am I gonna get to them? So that's 60.
You're 200 feet away.
Okay. I don't have any. Dashing forward puts me within 200 feet.
Moves you exactly 200 feet away, because they moved up 120, and you've moved a total of 80 or something, right?
Okay. 6, 12. So it's 60 feet last round, plus the 15 from
Right.
that.
You're less than 200 then, yeah.
Okay, so less than 200. If I dash, so the only thing I really have that I can do is just the Lathander staff starts to glow a very natural green color as I'm going to cast Shillelagh on it. It lasts for a minute.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
I'm sorry, it's a fun word to say. Shut up.
It is. Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Oh, that's right. I was trying to give Nix an accent.
You failed.
Shut up.
Pulling up stats for those vehicles as it is now Koi's turn.
Yeah, I will shoot at the first bike I see.
Do you shoot at the bike or do you shoot at the rider? The rider has 3/4 cover, but you can still shoot at them if you want.
I try to shoot the bike and trip it.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna do sharpshooting because I don't care a lot about the damage. So yeah. First attack of many.
I thought you said 90, and I'm like, what?
No.
That's a hell of a sharpshooter.
Looks like that Viking from American Gods takes 2 steps out of the clearing, 1,000 arrows pincushion into his chest.
That's a 18 to hit.
18 goes
Yeah.
tink off the vehicle.
Okay, I can try again.
Okay.
Reload.
Arrows,
Which is
loss.
18 again. So a good time. I will action search. Where's my action search?
I'm gonna cave the vehicle in on them at this rate.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, I just want to see the backflip. I will. Yeah, action search and again. Let's try it a third time. Now we're talking. That's a 23.
23 just hits.
Ooh. Strength saving throw.
All right, this is the vehicle doing a strength save. It got a dirty 20.
It passes.
All right, how much damage?
It takes. It did. 17 piercing damage.
All right, you hit
I
it.
got another attack.
Right, his
Yeah.
action search.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, before you do
Whoa.
that, it went past the mishap threshold. It took enough damage from that. So now it has to roll on a d20.
Oh.
You may have just flipped it.
Or it
Yep, okay,
explodes.
sorry, I'm just double checking the vehicle rolls. All right, so you get a 7. So on a 7, you shoot it in the furnace in the back, and it ruptures. And you hear the vehicle slow down a bit, but it's still moving as you shoot your next shot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck that thing.
Black smoke emitting out the back.
As if it wasn't already spewing black smoke to begin with.
25 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
these
will.
vehicles have not passed California emissions.
Yeah, I will do the thing, so it has to make the strength saving throw.
I think we're outside of California city line.
State
lines.
Is this another trip attempt?
Yeah.
Okay. Got a 9.
It falls prone.
Okay. You see the vehicle, black smoke emitting out of the back of it, immediately just jolt itself at a 90-degree angle and go, and it stops where it's at.
Hey, I know that feeling.
Does that throw the kobold or anything? It's still
The
on?
kobold is technically still in the same square, as it's now prone.
No.
Both the
the
vehicle and the kobold.
Does the kobold
14 piercing damage, by the way.
We don't have stats for
As it stops moving, with 14 piercing damage. You know, I'm going to roll a mishap table again anyway. 19. You notice the back wheel on the Devil's Ride, as it's flipped upside down, is bent at an awkward angle, and the vehicle stops running completely.
I will blow on the tip of my crossbow.
Ironically enough, you're pretty sure that since there aren't seatbelts in hell, if you wouldn't have slowed down the vehicle with your shot, the kobold probably would have went flying off the vehicle. But because the vehicle stopped, and then you shut it down, the kobold didn't take any damage.
Well, now it has to run.
So that's Koi's turn. That was a pretty eventful turn. After Koi is Nix. So Nix, you drive up to Richtofen and the Murrow boys, and you stop your move there.
Now,
and they get on as they're held actions.
Okay. Part of that movement, is that the full movement for the Demon Grinder, or can I move from the driver's seat to somewhere else?
You had to use your action to stop the vehicle.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, you're driving.
Well, we have sorcery points.
Okay, wait.
Pretty much vehicles, once you use an action to make them start moving, as long as you never use an action again, they keep moving in that direction in a straight line. But then then whoever's in the driver part has to use an action. Ooh, no, it's a bonus action. It is a bonus action. So you used your bonus action for that.
Okay, so now I'm torn between a different choice. Do I use part of my movement to attempt athletics to backflip onto the top of the vehicle, or do I just use the remaining concentration of far step and just poof there? Damn it.
I would just say you far step poof there.
Okay, I'll poof up there.
Far step?
And
No, nothing.
okay, yeah, far step is a concentration of up to 1 minute, and I can keep using a teleportation for up to 60 feet each time.
How would action is that actually?
Occupied each of your turns before the spell's end. Crap, bonus action.
Oh, then you would not be able. You climb up.
No. Don't want to climb up. I want to backflip up.
All right, give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Backflip is an acrobatics.
Crap. Ha! Shouldn't matter. 18 plus 2, 20. Dirty 20.
You're up there.
And since I should still have my full-on action, how are the kobolds on Devil's Rides aligned? What's their formation?
They were in a wedge formation, like the Flight V formation.
And the one that was taken out? What spot was that one in?
Koi, which one were you firing at? Are you aiming for the one right in the middle in the front, or were you aiming at
I
one
guess
of
it
the
was
ones?
the closest. So yeah.
Okay.
And geez, Mav, you hit the mic.
Sorry.
You're fine. In that case, I do have another question about alignment. The remaining vehicles.
They're all evil. Oh, wait, what?
I can figure that. From the Devil's Grinder, the grinder that I'm standing on top of.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any 2 or 3 that are in a perspective line from my position? Considering they are in the wedge. Because would they be heading straight towards me to where both sides would be in a direct line from my perspective, or?
They can be next turn. You're pretty sure.
No, not next turn. This turn. Are they in that formation?
From your current position, they are not in a. They're not in a straight line between you and them. You couldn't make a straight line. Also, the closest one is now 225-ish feet away, since the closest one got flipped.
That doesn't matter. So in that case, what I will do is hold a spell for a potential lineup of 2 or 3 in a line, specifically from my perspective. And if they hit that perspective, I will cast this spell. Otherwise, I'm wasting a 4th level spell slot.
Okay. Keep in mind, both you and Richtofen. I assume Richtofen's going to be getting in the vehicle. The vehicle's currently idle, and Richtofen will have to use his bonus action to make it move forward. And he goes before you, so you should be able to still be able to use your ready to action.
You mean Mav? Richtofen.
Yes.
Yes.
So drive!
On his next turn.
Oh, that's right. He used the action to get in the freaking vehicle. Sorry.
Lulu's turn. Lulu flies up to the kobold that got knocked prone. Since that one was the closest. And she flies the fastest out of everybody. And she attempts to charge him with her tusks. And you hear her little trunk, she does like a little trumpet charge as she comes in with the tusks.
No, she doesn't do the trumpet.
At one.
Oh,
Jesus.
Today, we'll be using Xanathar's Last Notes to everything else, where there's a crit fail and crit hit chart available in the DM skill.
Celestial crit fail, and she explodes into confetti.
If she summons a Modron, I'm going to laugh. Oh, why did I roll D20 for that? It's D100. Jesus.
That's a good question. I mean, unless you just want to limit it to 20, in which case.
82
Uh-oh.
means that she launches herself hard into the ground. Ow! And she takes a lot of damage and is prone.
Jeez, oh no.
Okay, so she crashes. she's like,
She
crashes.
She,
She takes 11 bludgeoning damage.
she flew too fast.
Flew too close to the sun.
Seriously, it was D12 bludgeoning damage, and I rolled 11.
That reminds me of when I was a kid. I tried that stupid Naruto run, and I actually bit it right into some gravel.
That's what's called a face plant.
Yep.
Because you plant your face directly into the surface.
Yep.
The problem is that she has tusks.
So she's basically like one of your arrows at the moment.
She's a lawn dart.
She's just stuck in the ground, facing upward, like at a straight 90-degree angle with her tusks.
Like a boss in a
Celestial
video game.
wand.
Now it's when you hit her.
Oof.
Be right back, real quick.
You didn't need to know that.
No, I just said be right back, real quick.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I heard something else. Mute yourself.
Yeah, I heard something else too.
I think we heard the same thing there.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so on their turns, that kobold that wrecked, he gets up because Lou was going to attack him, right?
It was.
And he spends half his move to get up. Runs over towards her and gives a battle cry as he tries to stab her with his spear. And he has advantage because she's prone.
We may lose a Lulu.
Sorry, 2 spear attacks.
I can help it.
He
Almost.
might not be able to help it.
Almost crits.
Oh,
God.
Both hit. So... Oh, yeah, definitely one-handing. They're definitely using a shield with you guys.
I mean,
So
yeah.
Lulu takes minimum damage from both attacks. She got super lucky.
Yay. At least there's something lucky about this one.
The other kobold's turns. Okay. I already rolled for Krish. What's the rest of them gonna do? Well, the Tormentor.
Actually, I'm going to step away for just a moment myself. Be right back.
Okay.
Has a harpoon flinger on it. And it, of course he steps away. I was going to say it moves its move. And then I was going to shoot a harpoon at Nix, because Nix is the most open out of everybody. Within range.
it's actually something I was going to ask is if their harpoon flinger was intact, because our first one wasn't.
No, that was just the one that Mad Maggie had available that she just
Right.
gave you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure 24 hits, Nix.
Unless he just a shield.
It's not here, Nix, but I'm pretty sure it hits, yeah.
Yeah, I will wait until Nix gets back for the Tormentor thing.
Mhm.
The rest of the Devil's Rides, I still don't get why they don't get like a ram attack.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Good mix. I mean, it's a bike, so it's dangerous to ram someone with a bike.
Yeah, I guess the bikes just move forward.
Boom.
And then Nix, you're back, right?
I am indeed.
All right, the Tormentor zooms up forward, and you being wide open and within range, the harpoon gun on the back fires at you with a 24 to hit.
So, wonderful thing about
Triggers.
triggers. Don't start that. With a shield movement, I don't believe that hits.
Use your reaction to cast shield.
Yes, I do.
That knocks your AC to what?
18. Oh, shit. That makes it 23. Never mind.
Okay, you take 11 piercing damage as a harpoon gets stuck in you.
Did I miss my run?
Nix got hit by a harpoon. That's pretty much.
Oh, nothing important then.
My health is currently at 69.
Nice.
Sorry. 0 days.
How many attacks? Is it only one harpoon?
Should only be one harpoon.
You don't want to harp on it.
Unless they've got different positions. Should be 2 different harpoons if it's the same.
Oh yeah, the Demon Grinder has 2.
Right, but are they both manned on the Kobold side?
No, it's not a
the Tormentor, the gun is manned, and there is a driver as well.
Oh, that's right. Tormentor, not the Demon Grinder. Sorry.
Yeah.
I keep.
They have the smaller vehicle.
Right. The Dune Buggy
Mm-hmm.
versus our semi.
And you were just holding your action, correct?
Until 2.
Oh wait, Richtofen still has to go, but the rest of the Devil's Rides moved forward, and
okay.
I think you just missed the 2 stabs on Lulu.
Actually, no, I was here for that.
Okay, that's their turn then. As it goes back to.
Doesn't my action trigger before the next round if they were in the specification because I was holding the spell? Isn't that how that works?
I will say they just coincidentally got to that.
To the alignment?
Yeah, before Richtofen even got to move the vehicle. So you fire off your spell?
I do indeed. Using a sorcery point, because I don't think they're in the full percent of the range, I increase the spell's range to 200 feet to make sure that I can actually do this, and I upcast a lightning bolt.
All right, so that's dexterity saves, right?
That it is.
Both of the Devil's Rides use their reactions to be super cool, and they juke, which gives them advantage on their dex save. What is the DC they're going for?
DC is 16.
All right, one passed, the other one didn't.
And it was just the 2 that had aligned?
Yes.
Okay.
It was pretty much you were shooting at 2 at the left side or 2 to the right side.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if there were 3 aligned. So that one takes 8d6 of lightning damage, or half as much damage on a successful one. So the other one still takes damage.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be mishap on both, regardless.
Ooh, wonderful. So let's see here. 12, 17, 24, 30, 34 damage, please.
All right, the first one blows up as you shoot it. The other one rolls in the mishap table because it made its check, so it only takes half, which it still makes it hit the mishap threshold.
Come on, explosion. Come on, explosion.
Okay, you guys don't notice anything visibly for this one, but something did happen. Trust me.
Now, is it just the bikes taking damage, or do the kobolds riding them take the damage as well?
That's right, the kobolds will need to roll. All right.
That's kind of what I thought.
Let me check their stats.
Okay.
3/4 cover, I'm pretty sure gives them advantage. But they're kobolds, no offense.
I just realized I upcast it. I need 1 more d6 added on top of that.
All right.
It's just another 3, so 37.
Okay. Pretty much the same outcome still for now.
Okay.
Let's see if the how the kobolds did.
Kobold on kobold action. Wait, no, that sounded
at
wrong.
advantage. At advantage, the first one got a 7. At advantage, the second one got a 6. So, I guess you would visibly see what happens to the one vehicle that's still up. It keeps moving straight. Straight towards you guys.
But the kobold on top.
And the kobold falls off and rolls off into the dust.
Yes.
You notice the kobold that comes off, it had on like steampunky looking goggles. And it had like a belt, it had like a bunch of tools and stuff, and the tools go like a wrench goes flying here and stuff.
I may be stealing some equipment here, guys, just so you know.
If you're not going to use a line, I will. Sorry to throw a wrench in your plans.
But the vehicle does not slow down. So that was this was all before Richtofen's turn. So Richtofen, it is your turn. There are currently 2 bikes completely unharmed. one bike without a driver that's just heading straight for your vehicle currently, and that you can easily avoid, and the dune buggy.
Okay.
You can use your bonus action to drive. And here's the options you get for that bonus action, driving abilities. You either start the war machine, which it's already on. You can use your action to change the direction, which I don't think you're going to. You're just going to keep moving straight. But you can use your bonus action while driving to dash or disengage with the vehicle, or you can use your bonus action to insert a soul coin or a flask of demon ichor into the engine.
Continue heading towards them. I guess make sure that the one that's koboldless doesn't hit us.
Okay. Do you attempt to ram into any of the other ones, though? Or run over any of them?
Are there any alive kobolds still on the ground?
If you keep moving straight ahead, there's the one that is attacking Lulu. However, Lulu's in the way. I'll say Nick's shot at the part of the B formation that was to the right, which is pretty much done. The part of the B formation to the left, however, both of them are perfectly fine. And technically, their vehicles are large size, so you can use your Crushing Wheels ability in the Demon Grinder if you would like.
Mm-hmm. How much does Lulu weigh?
Maybe 30 pounds. She's a small bean.
Yeah, the mage hand trick wouldn't work, Mav.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
I figured as much.
She's a little bigger than Nyx in terms of like just overall weight and volume.
So tiny.
Mm-hmm. She's small size.
Not tiny, SOB.
She's borderline like small, tiny.
Small or SMOL? Small.
Small.
Okay.
She's small bean.
But good bean.
Yep.
So I could run over the smaller vehicles.
Remember,
Yeah.
we're trying to save some of them.
You can try to at least. They get a dex save to try to avoid it though.
At this point, Brakka, I may as well just far step onto the other one and confiscate it if it's still moving.
Yeah, because keep in mind our vehicle's already pretty much heavily damaged. It's got 2 units of fatigue on it already.
Right. We're trying to save. We're gonna swap for theirs, though. I thought.
Crushing Wheels. The Demon Grinder can move through a space of any large or smaller creature. When it does, the creature must succeed a DC 11 Dexterity saving throw, or take a bunch of bludgeoning damage, 4d10, and be knocked prone. If they are already prone, it takes an extra 4d10 bludgeoning damage. Currently,
then I will
nothing's prone.
Well, I will head towards the biggest group of them to either make them break ranks or break them.
All right, so you veer off to the left and as you go for the 2 bikes.
Yes.
And as you do that, both of them use their reactions to juke to give them advantage on this dex save.
We're going to play some Avernus chicken.
Abyssal chicken.
And both of them pass. So as you go to try to ram into them and run over top of them, both of their bikes go and veer off to the sides, and you miss. Do your Murotars do anything on your turn?
Yes, since they would have mounted up and got into the turret positions, they fire.
Yep, the Tormentor and the 2 Devil's Rides are definitely in range at this point.
Are there any, what do I need to roll for the ballistas on them?
They are a +9 to hit, I think. No, +5. Sorry, I was looking at the wrecking ball.
God, I hate myself for that.
18 and a 21.
Ooh, you fire both, and one just misses the frame of one of the Devil's Rides, and the other one actually hits it but just grazes it and doesn't do any damage.
I was trying to get into the spokes.
When your vehicles are moving, they have a really high AC. Unless you're the Demon Grinder. Because that's like the biggest one, because it has the most weapons and stuff. That's the most war of the machines.
and we
Yeah.
have it fully decked out, or not decked out. What's the term, Mav, for every position in a vehicle being
Manned.
manned? Have it fully manned.
All right, so that is Richtofen's turn. Koi.
I will shoot at the kobolds in the bikes because I remember right now that I ignore covers.
Remember.
Wait a sec.
Ooh, you're shooting.
What was the order?
Brakka. Sorry,
Oh,
I keep
yeah,
skipping
Brakka.
Brakka. I'm horrible.
It's okay.
Brakka.
It's okay.
Even when they're first or second, you keep skipping.
Brakka, in one move action, I'll say you're within 120 feet if you have any spells for that or something.
Well, I've got a couple of spells. This just depends on how things are spread out and who I can see. How many kobold bikes are there that are left intact?
2 bikes, completely unharmed, minus a mild scratch from a harpoon, and the Tormentor, which has been not touched at all.
All right.
The visible kobolds are the 2 on the bikes, the one driving the Tormentor, and another one on the gunning position.
So I can see the one driving the Tormentor, right?
Yes. You do notice that none of these kobolds are wearing orange robes. And I'll say, since you guys have been getting into combat and you got close enough to them, you've noticed that they seem to have taken on more fiendish traits compared to your standard kobolds. They seem to be of a more sinister look. There are a lot more sharp edges to them, so to speak. A lot of their scales are very jagged. And, and all of them seem to have seared the mark that's on the banner on their.
That means Nix is the best looking kobold around.
With your charisma.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Brakka is going to hold out her hand towards the one, just start muttering something in Druidic, and the kobold driving the Tormentor needs to give me a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw as I cast Charm Monster on the driver of the Tormentor.
How does a 4 sound?
4? Wait, okay, so I would have gotten up to where I was in. Am I within 30 feet of them?
Oh, no, no.
Damn balls. Okay, forget that plan. Forget that plan then.
Would have been a hell of a plan.
No, it would have been.
Oh shit! I did the joke again.
Would have been a hell of a plan indeed. Haha, puns.
I like how you're like thinking, but you're also like.
Puns.
Yes.
I hate how dry it sounded, though.
God, so many of my spells.
Blame it on the heat from hell.
So many of my spells are 60 or 30 feet that I've got set up for today. What the hell?
If you dash, you'll be within 60 feet, but you'd have to dash.
Bonus actions.
Mm-hmm.
And these are bonus actions.
Run closer. Hit them with your shillelagh.
Okay, so you said they're within 120, right?
Yes, currently.
With the Tormentor, is anything next to it, or is it just the Tormentor alone?
Actually, the Demon Grinder's fairly close. I'd say within 10 feet at this point.
Okay, the Demon Grinder's within 10 feet?
Yeah.
Or like enemy-wise?
No, nothing enemy-wise is close to the Tormentor.
All right. Well, I mean, we want it intact, but at the same time, I know that we still got to fight these things. I'll just dash forward. I don't want to damage the Tormentor. We want to keep it intact.
Okay.
Then if I need to, I'll re-up shillelagh.
All right. Lulu is 150 feet away. Because if you recall, she attacked first. Actually, that was before they could all really advance forward.
Actually, wait, that's right. I won't up shillelagh. I need to help our best Fent, our best pachyderm. So with a...
She's 150 feet away after you dash, because she was really far ahead.
Like, can I do it before I dash? Or wait, no. 50 feet away before I dash.
I don't know the range on that.
Range on my bomb of the summer core is 120 feet.
So you wouldn't be in range even after you dash. I just wanted to, so you have a range of where she's at. Because there is a kobold still alive next to her as well. I just forgot about.
Right. There's no way I can get to her in time?
Not without a spell that does it or something.
So if I dash, she's 150 feet away?
Yep. She zoomed like 300 feet and then crashed.
Okay. Okay, I'll just keep dashing forward then.
Poor girl.
Poor child.
Iron Man's first test flight flew 300, 400 feet right into a dune.
Yeah.
Poor special sunshine
Wait,
child.
does that mean we can call her Iron Tusk now?
No, Iron Fant.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pretty close. So you just dash for now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Koi.
I shoot at the bikers because I ignore cover as I just remember.
Okay.
Save the loot. Save the loot.
But Lulu's doing fine. I mean, it's just a kobold.
You see
She
her.
took a lot of
You see her
damage.
laying prone. She's bleeding everywhere, and the kobold stabbing at her.
Prone, tusks stuck in the ground with a kobold stabbing.
I just don't want to make Brakka be dashing around the battlefield.
I'm the combat medic. This is what I do. Go ahead. Save the Holly.
Keep the kobold.
Save the kobold from what we will do to it.
Kobold don't need no save. Oh, you mean the other guys? Yeah, they need help.
Okay, I will shoot at the kobold that's got near Lulu.
Yeah, because if you don't kill it, then I'm gonna.
Yeah, I will use sharpshooter.
And
Okay.
that ain't gonna be pretty. I'll spend a friggin' wild shape to do that shit.
Nice. 19.
Yeah, with armor and shield, that definitely hits.
So 20 piercing damage.
All right. We'll say the kobold was like dramatically like over top of Lulu and was like just about to like try to some coup de grace or something when just bolt in the head, falls backwards dead.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually,
I
wait,
will
how much
then-
damage was that?
20 to 0.
Sorry, they're dramatically doing that, and you shoot them, and it hits the head, and then it moves back down, and just like half the tip of the bolt went into its skull, and it pulls it out.
Oh.
Yeah, they got hit points. Holy crap!
Bill?
And it looks over at you angrily.
Shoot it again, shoot it again, shoot it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Lulu can just fart that thing to death right now.
It's not under half, I can tell you that. It's not bloodied.
Oh no.
Oh, it's still pretty.
Oh yeah, it looks mad.
Oh.
It looks mad at you. You're pretty sure
Oh,
it's
then
not
I
going to
will-
attack Lulu anymore.
Oh, cool. Then I will shoot one of the bikers. I'm so fucking far. I will shoot one of the bikers.
Actually, you're really far away. It's
Yeah.
looking around trying to find who fired at it angrily.
The only one with a goddamn crossbow.
400 feet away, out of the battle, out of the heat of battle.
Yeah.
Also has a passive perception of 11.
We need to get you like a mini ballista on wheels just to carry around.
Yeah.
My backup comes in
Alright.
play. We might have
So roll to hit on the driver.
The kobold. I shot the kobold, right? Not the beetle.
Everybody keeps saying kobold. I really wish people would specify not Nix.
I mean, if I don't say our neighborhood-friendly kobold, it's the evil ones.
Oh no. I have a new theme.
That's a 21 to hit.
Spider Nix.
21 hits Miko. Grass
Oh.
Snack is the one you hit before.
Oh, they have names.
Or no, sorry, his name is Murtos. My bad.
I spent a superiority die to move Brakka closer to Lulu. I mean, to allow Brakka to move whatever she wants.
closer to Lulu then.
You did it? Okay.
Does she make that sound? Like every time?
Yes, because it's a reaction.
And I will deal some damage.
We have 4 people here and still get just as sidetracked as we normally do elsewhere.
15 piercing damage.
You kill the driver, and the bike's still moving.
Oh.
It's going to be a ghost gang once we're done with them. Bike's still moving. Gang's all dead.
Okay, I spent 8 bolts already. I have to keep track. Yeah, that's my turn. I will do nothing because I'm full health and really far away. So I will just wink at Brakka, but nobody will see me. So
Brakka, you swear you can hear the ting noise of the wink.
Get the anime lens flares. Like, I know what that was.
Brakka is not her turn. What am I doing?
Yep.
I am just
That's okay.
everywhere tonight.
It's fine.
Jesus, man.
Nyx, it is your turn.
Oh shit, it's my turn. Okay. So once again, I must apologize because this is going to take just a little bit longer than normal. The 2 bikes that juked.
Currently, there's only 1 bike with a driver on it.
Mm-hmm.
The other one those 2 that were still active, they had already juked. And then the driver you just saw on one of them just gets shot out of the side of it, and you easily could assume it's Koi sniping from a mile away. But the other one still has the driver, and the Tormentor still has the gunner and driver visible, seemingly unharmed.
Okay. So in that case, my next question becomes, you said we are within 10 feet of the Tormentor?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Because Richtofen was trying to, no, you're going for the Devil's Rights. That's okay, whatever. You're within 10 feet. I said within 10 feet of Tormentor.
So it does still work?
Yep.
Okay, because here's my plan, and please stop me if this doesn't follow, or if it doesn't track.
But you're having a good time. I don't want to stop you now.
Oh, no, I'm having an absolutely wonderful time. Can't stop me now. Do I have a big Dragon Ball? Wait, no, that doesn't sound right.
No, but I was imagining you were just doing the Naruto summon thing, where they just stand with their arms crossed on top and the front of the vehicle.
I think that's pretty much what I was doing, yeah. Okay, so would I be able to... No, I can't. I can only use... Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. My brain's going into a couple of different directions. So, correct me if I'm wrong. If the far step, which was cast before, is still in effect...
Does it require concentration?
Yes, up to a minute.
I forgot you needed to roll concentration because you did take damage from that harpoon earlier.
Ooh, okay. So, concentration is...
Constitution modifier.
Con mod? Oh, yeah, that'll work. How many rolls do I need to make?
1, because you only got hit once.
Oh, okay. How does a 21 sound?
You are still concentrating.
Wonderful. So then this should still work. So since I'm using a bonus action, I want to poof on top of, or to the dead center of the Tormentor.
Does far step specify you needs to be within sight for you to far step?
Let me double check. I thought that's what we said last time. Yeah, on an unoccupied space that you can see. And I'm just trying to get onto the surface of the Tormentor.
Okay. Boop, you're on it. You're like
Wonderful.
right next to the gunner, who's now super surprised to see you there. And you hear them saying Draconic, Kobold!
Okay, if this is going to work, I have a response for that. So, of the Devil's Rides that are still moving in the direction without a driver,
Mm-hmm.
how close is the closest one?
Quite a bit of ways away, because they kept moving straight, and the vehicles that are actually in combat have been like turning around and stuff going back and forth because you guys are all firing at each other.
I apologize. I need a dimension here. I need to know how many feet.
I'll say 100 feet.
It works. It works. So after having poofed onto the top of the Tormentor, Nyx just responds back to the one that had said Kobold with boom, and uses a spell point to increase the distance of an upcast Thunderstep to teleport onto the bike.
Thunderstep in action?
Thunderstep is an action, but I used my bonus action to poof onto the top of the Tormentor with Farstep. That was previously cast that I still had concentration for.
God. you're mixing teleportation spells.
I know, I love it. I'm waiting to see if this is going to work. I'm waiting for universe confirmation.
I think since you already cast a spell this turn, you could only
I did not.
cantrip.
I did not cast that spell. That's the bonus action from Far Step that was cast several turns ago. That continuously states that it uses a bonus action to teleport while under concentration. It was not cast. It was a bonus action of the previous casting, which is why I need to make sure of how this is going to work out or not.
I mean, that sounds like a loophole. So,
I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but it's Universe's decision, so I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the scientific computer to catch up. He looks like he's really concentrating on this.
This is unprecedented. Nice.
Come on. Come on. I got my fingers crossed. Come on. And I apologize again. This is the reason why some of my turns take freaking forever.
It's okay. I mean, it's all in the wording because some spells, it's like you can use your bonus action to cast and then it would count as a spell. But if it doesn't say something like that, it's not.
Well,
Yeah, it just...
technically you're casting the spell for a minute. You're just concentrating on the spell. It is constantly at cast.
Oh, so you're not going to let me do it.
On each of your turns before the spell ends, so the spell is still technically going.
Right.
But you can only cast one spell at a time.
But it's
on
not...
a turn, unless one of the spells is a cantrip. Then you can have two spells going off in one turn.
Right, but this is again, that's the biggest question here. The spell has already been cast. Its effects are still lasting up to a minute with concentration. I am using that ability to move to the top of the Tormentor and then actually casting another spell, which is on a completely separate turn from the original casting of Far Step. It's a technicality, I know.
Because if we were
in the technicality, you're using every bonus action every turn for the next minute casting it. It's just staying up the whole time without you spending spell slots.
Exactly.
The spell is still going. So,
but it's not being recast.
It doesn't need to be because it's already up.
Right. So I should be able to cast another spell.
We get the classic old school DMing thing where we get rolls back and forth.
Yeah.
PHB, page 202. One spell has to have a casting time of a bonus action. You're not able to use your bonus action for anything else on the turn, which is both you've done. In order for you to have an additional spell cast on that turn, it needs to be a cantrip.
But it's not
and it needs to have a casting time of one action.
Okay, the Thunderstep is one action, but it's not a second spell being cast this turn.
Yeah, you're
technically,
you're currently casting Far Step. You're casting it for a minute.
But when a wizard, for example, is concentrating, on Sanctuary or something like that, they can cast other spells.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm confused, because I had a moment with Demona where I did the same thing. Yeah. I had Far Step up, and then I could cast another spell.
Let's forget about Far Step. When a wizard is concentrating on a spell, on the next turn, it can cast another spell, even when it's concentrating on the first one.
Right.
And whenever I've used Entangle, I've been able to cast other spells.
Yeah, for example.
When I cast Control or Call Lightning, I've been able to do other stuff on top of that as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you don't have to use the bonus action to do stuff, which here's the tricky part. But I guess there's no real answer right here.
Okay.
So you have to decide, Scotty.
Yeah, at this point, it's the universe's decision.
Yeah, there's no real answer here.
Yeah. So I can do something else, but it may take a few extra minutes to figure out if that's possible. But this was my biggest plan that I wanted to try it.
I'm going to allow it because the casting time was a bonus action. And technically, I guess you're not casting it right now. It's just keeping it up. So I'm allowing it.
Wonderful.
Sorry, I'm just really making sure on rules because I do that on both me and you guys. So I apologize for fussing.
No,
No.
You
it's
thunderstep.
Yeah.
Which,
right?
to be fair, Nix maybe should have to roll a concentration after the second Misty Step, since it's like jumping on top of moving vehicles.
Possibly, but I've already made enough of a fuss of it. You're fine.
I can't.
You cast Thunderstep.
So Nix
so what do I need to do for that?
So Nix just says, in Draconic, in response to it, says, boom, teleports to the other bike, and it is a Constitution saving throw. And since it was upcast, it's going to be 4d10 thunder damage.
What's the DC?
16.
You don't know this, but there are kobolds inside the cargo. They are affected by it.
Oof.
They are in the area. Wait.
Yeah, 10-foot area.
Gosh darn it.
Within 10 feet. Uh-oh.
Now I'm double checking to see if total cover changes that.
I got you.
Because if you have total cover, then I guess technically they're not affected.
But isn't it a metal vehicle?
It's not lightning damage.
Oh.
It's thunder damage.
Yeah, thunder damage. Hence the
noise.
The boom.
So if they're inside cargo, massive concussion.
So actually, some of the thunder damage really damages structures. So
yeah, it does not specify. Like Sickening Radiance is another AoE one, but that one specifies that cover cannot be used. Thunderstep does not. So I guess technically you don't affect the ones inside, but that is really fucking loud for them. Just saying.
They're just in there going.
So you cast that. Where were you going? Where were you thunderstepping to?
I was thunderstepping to the closest motorcycle, the Devil's Ride, that was driverless and still going the opposite direction.
You're there. The driver of the Tormentor and the gunner both are leaning out the sides, ears bleeding, dead, very dead.
And the total damage is 27 thunder damage.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the vehicle, I guess, technically has to roll as well.
Correct, because there's the mishap thing.
Yeah, it fails. So 27. How much health do you have, Tormentor? As you see, like cave in a little bit from your thunderstep.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh yeah.
We're still trying to keep it though.
No. The Tormentor's fucked. I want my Devil's Ride, and we still have the grinder.
We need to fix the grinder though.
We can fix the grinder. We can fix it using repair parts from the crap we're about to destroy.
Can we?
How much damage was that? 27?
27 thunder damage, yes.
But don't we need like tinkerer's tools or something to fix it?
We can save the parts for later.
So yeah, you leave a pretty big dent in the roof. And you're now in the Devil's Ride that was unkobolded, now re-kobolded.
Okay, then I will use my movement to Akira.
Yep. You first stepped into the seat. I'm just going to say you were just boom. You're in the seat. You know. Your next turn, you can use your bonus actions or whatever to turn it around or what have you.
Oh, that's right. Bonus action to drive it.
I'll say if need be, which I don't think so. You can use the juke reactions or anything if that comes to case before your next turn.
Understood. And I'm happy. I am good.
Lulu's turn uses half her move to get up, and she's going to follow Koi's advice. And she only has a certain amount of these trumpets a day, but this kobold's really annoying her, so she just trumpet blasts him point blank. He gets a nat 20 on his save.
Of course he does.
So he's not deafened, but no, I'm not even going to use these d6s. I just rolled 2 nat 1s on d6s. I'm just going with the average thunder damage. But he does get hurt by it. Yeah, okay. So that's Lulu's turn. Then it's their turns. See, the Tormentor's still up, but there's no one driving it currently. There's no one in the gun. There's like one kobold in a vehicle right now, I think.
What can I say? But you're welcome.
You know, I'll have it roll a moral check. Yeah, it drives away. It uses bonus action to dash.
I scared him away.
Which one? The one on the bikes?
Yep,
The
the only one that's visible. That's when popping out of the back of the Tormentor, you see a kobold in orange robes. And he surveys the situation, and he looks really mad. Sorry, I gotta be in character. Crash, mad!
You can't say how your characters are feeling. That makes me angry.
Ooh. Yeah, so he uses his action to cast a spell. And as he casts a spell, you see flying around him are a whole bunch of winged kobolds. And they appear to be like spirits as they're just flying around him. And they seem to be protecting the vehicle. As he gets into the driver's seat, and he uses his bonus action to angrily steer it back around. And you hear him scream in Draconic, "For Kurtulmak!"
And I know that means...
Pretty much, "For my god."
Ah. Or in another interpretation, God damn it.
Or in another interpretation, witness me.
Yeah. Pretty accurate.
Which one?
Witness me.
Ah, okay.
Can he do any bonus action things? Just making sure.
He used the bonus action to turn the vehicle, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So he's done. After him, we leave it back around to Richtofen. Now the vehicle
Turn towards him.
The Tormentor is turned right at you, like pointing right at your vehicle. Vroom, 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 you know.
Hammer down, right towards him.
You know it's too big for you to run it over.
But that's not going to stop him from ramming it.
But you know what would be really nice? You could smash it with some kind of ball that wrecks things.
Yeah, but there's no one in the wrecking ball.
You could easily have one of your Murotars on their turns take the position.
Okay, one of them climbs back in there, and I head towards it.
All right. As you zoom towards it,
and tail whip.
Coming out of the sides of it, you see blades go ching. And as you get close, I will say you need a dexterity saving throw with your demon grinder. And that's a straight dice roll.
$18.
All right. Does it say you take half? Nope, you take no damage. So you are able to get just the amount of distance away that the blades don't slice at your vehicle, but you're still in range for the wrecking ball. So
time to come in
wrecking,
like a
ball
wrecking ball
is a +9 to hit.
So nasty.
Do you aim? Okay, does your Murotar aim for
driver,
the driver, or the vehicle? Because hilariously enough, you can pick.
Sorry,
Imagine
the driver.
You smash the driver without
Somehow
harming the vehicle. It's
Somehow.
amazing.
we are turning this entire gang into scrap.
What'd you get with a +9?
With a +9, I didn't roll a nat 20, but I got 28.
Jesus, 19.
All right. You deal 8d8 plus 4. So I'll let you roll that out.
To the driver.
8d8 plus 4.
Remember that party leader, the kobold that turned into goo?
42.
That was a little above average. That's pretty good. Yeah, the kobold in orange robes is pancaked into his vehicle. In fact, for comedic effect, his body's still in the wrecking ball.
Poor guy. Did you break my bolt?
He had how much health does he have?
I broke his everything.
Yeah, but my bolt.
Am I the only one that took a minor amount of damage through this entire thing on our
Don't
side?
worry, the bolt will survive.
He had 18 hit points left when you hit him with that.
Oh my god!
So it's more like orange goo in the bolt.
Well, there's no kill like overkill.
Are there any kobolds
Actually, interesting. Okay, so is that everything you do in your turn?
Yeah. Well, are there anyone still alive nearby?
I guess that one that ran away is out of range of the harpoon now.
Arn. How far away is he?
Oh, there's the one on the ground next to Lulu. That's somehow still alive.
Marotar would aim and fire at the little fella.
Okay.
Let's see, was it a +5 to hit?
Yes.
I only rolled 11.
Yeah, the kobold actually dodges the harpoon. Looks over at you, and you're thinking that it thinks you're the one that sniped it somehow.
How far away is that one that is running away?
Oh, he's like a few hundred feet now because he dashed. He moved 240 feet away.
Darn.
Oh.
Let's see.
Someone playing a Game Boy?
That's what it sounds like. It's got some nice arcade
you-
classic noises in the background.
Playing that Donkey Kong.
Well, yeah, it would be classic sounds.
So after Richtofen, it's Brakka's turn.
Right. So how close am I to Lulu? Get close
In
to
this
Lulu?
turn, I could say you get within 60 feet.
I get within 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Lulu's going to feel a lot better with 16 points of healing to Lulu.
I am perfectly healed. Yay!
She 16 hit only suffered 16 hit points. Dang.
She suffered 15. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Not
so
too bad,
there's
but
that.
it sounded worse.
It sounded so much worse. We always panic whenever Lulu gets hit.
The only one who has faith in Lulu.
So I'm within 60 feet of her and this little asshole next to her.
We have faith in Lulu. It's Scotty's dice that we don't have faith in.
This little asshole's name.
Mm-hmm.
Ashhole.
Snapchat.
He has a name, and it's Yaru.
Oh.
Yaru.
Yaru.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Which
I
in
don't know where that
kobold,
came from.
which in kobold is slang in Draconic means brave.
Ha!
It'd been better if the guy running was named that.
Okay, so how big is Lulu compared to this person?
Roughly the same size. They're both small size.
I
Okay.
thought she was so much smaller.
In older editions, I think she would have been tiny. So I'm like, she's border. I like to think she's like 3 cubic feet big, because tiny is 2.5 cubic feet or smaller.
Just out of curiosity, what is Lulu's challenge rating?
You don't know, especially since she's had amnesia and she doesn't have all of her abilities.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna use this on her, but though, how about the kobolds?
What are you thinking?
Polymorph.
Turn him into an abyssal chicken.
What were you think of turning her into? Because T-Rex is not an option. I can tell you that. She's not that high CR.
Oh, if a mammoth was optional, I would have done with mammoth, but it's probably not.
What CR is a mammoth?
I'd have to find out. Let me get it pulled up.
You don't think, honestly, you have high enough wisdom, you don't think it'll work?
Okay. Then I will just go for the kobold instead.
Yeah, Mammoths is a challenge rating 6.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a beast.
Mm-hmm. And I'll go for the kobold. You just go. Let's see how you like it when things are reversed. I'm just gonna pull it, do the cast polymorph on him. I'm trying to just turn him into like a little skink.
Okay. It has a nat 20, really. Wow.
Really? Oh, dang it.
This guy is a champion.
I mean, he is. He's like one of the elite kobold warriors. CR1.
Is the man who just told us that his boss became a pancake.
Yeah, his boss was tougher. You guys did a lot more to Krish.
Yeah, was.
Mm-hmm. So that's Brakka's turn.
What's the challenge rating of a puddle?
0.
-1.
No, it can still kill.
Yeah, it can still drown.
Yeah,
someone can still drown in it.
Cool.
Face down.
Yeah, I will shoot at the one that it's running away, because if I made my calculations correctly, it should be 320 feet away from me.
Yeah, you're in range. Or it's in range of you.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
watch
try to hit it with my passion. No. Oh. Okay, I will. Does this one wear an armor?
Not really, no.
Then I will sharpshoot.
Okay. Just curious, even with sharpshoot, if you rolled a 2, what would your total be?
If I roll a 2 with sharpshoot, it will be 7.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
You're trying to pull an Earthbound for automatic wins, aren't you? Oh, okay. Never mind.
I just know that you're really good at. You had a really good bonus, so I'm like, what could the lowest possible be?
Yeah. 13.
Yeah, you hit.
Oh, okay. I rolled too low. Yeah, sharpshooter, regular. If a kobold falls prone on top of a bike, what happens? Okay, let's find out.
You're pretty sure the shot will kill it.
Okay.
Poor guy.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna.
This was one of the smaller, maybe smarter, but not as hardy kobolds.
I'm going to live.
19.
Arrow whistling sound.
All right, how do you end it?
I will dramatically wait till it's like ridiculously far, and then just shoot at it. And
You get like a Skyrim camera on
Yeah,
the arrow.
not even. I will just shoot, turn around, start walking to my friends, and the bike will continue until at some point it will just go to like.
You shoot the kobold and it hits through the back of his head and just leans forward dead on it, and it continues moving forward
going.
until it hits the mountainside, and then it flips over.
And explodes.
Because as it states that the vehicle rules, unless once they start accelerating, unless someone is in the driver's seat and makes it stop, it keeps moving forward until it hits a large enough object.
Yeah.
This is for all the vehicles, not just the Devil's Ride.
And I will just say, well, that's a bold I will not go to recover.
And then you just hear like dramatic finish.
Yeah.
End of initiative.
Guys, I got my bike back.
You all got some bikes. Look the things.
Yeah.
I want to go grab that guy's bandolier and goggles from one of the first ones that we felled.
Okay, as you go over to the other vehicles and they're checking out the wreckages, I don't know why I keep putting the book down.
That's a good question.
You do notice 4 sets of Tinker's tools. I'll say 3 because one of them got thrown into the dirt everywhere. And you could go collect it, but you got 3 other sets.
Yeah, I'll take one of those sets, thank you. I don't have any that I'm
sitting on the side of the vehicle that you're on. It appears to have a bunch of little gadgets on it. One cage seems to have a furry little creature with black and white fur with a fluffy tail. It looks very angry at you.
Oh no! Is it striped? Are there 2 stripes?
And you see
white?
a bunch of jars. And you see a stick, and on the very end of the stick, there appears to be a scorpion tied on the end of it.
I don't want to know what. Were they using it for a back scratcher?
Oh,
You're not sure.
Oh god!
Kobold inventors.
I was gonna say I know what this is, but it's meta knowledge.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanna.
Oh, and there's a bag as well, and you hear buzzing noises coming from inside it.
Oh no!
To get it out of the way, how many bolts can I recover from the 11 I shot?
All of them.
Oh,
Nice.
I just rolled the percentage that you'd get, and I was going to round up. Got 98%. So.
yeah. Nice.
So how you got all of them?
So,
but these kobolds are definitely different from Nyx. They look fiendish.
So do the goggles or the bandolier give me anything special, or is it just a nice look for me?
I mean, they look nice.
Okay, cool.
They match the Mad Maxy theme of the place.
So, okay. So I've got a shield on my back. On my head, I've got my Metal Gear bandana, the brooch or the tiara, whatever, of Scorching Ray. Now I've got the goggles below that, the bandolier on my chest. Oh my god, I am turning into a Mad Max Kobold.
Also, if you do have the goggles on, I'll say if there's anything that would be giving you disadvantage on sight, like a dust storm or something, you do not have disadvantage. You know,
Nice.
Stuff you'd expect from wearing goggles.
Very nice. Yeah, and just pull up my bike. I do want to see what it would take.
Your bike's totally unharmed, except for this very clear scratch on the side of it.
I'm happy. What would it take to be either to use or to be proficient with the Tinkerer's tools?
250 gold in 2 weeks in training from someone who's proficient.
Right.
As
So,
per Xanathar's guides rules.
right. I forgot about that for a second. In that case, if
Or the skilled feat.
I might have to look into that. Wait. Did I take a photo this
Prodigy.
time?
I'm thinking Prodigy, I think.
Oh, okay. So with that, if Richtofen and either Koi or Brakka would like to use the other Tinkerer's tools, I would suggest we try and do a group effort of taking parts off of the other vehicles, including the Tormentor, and repairing with the Tinkerer's tools.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
You're like, you like pick up a monkey's wrench, and you're like, oh, this is like a sea monkey wrench.
I will pick it up. Turn on like I know Kung Fu.
Okay, cool. So we would assist.
You hear angry barking from the weird furred rodent in the cage next to you.
Can I understand it?
And can we eat it?
It just king.
Would I know what it is? Being a druid, no.
Yeah, it's a skunk.
Skunk.
Okay, I would
double
gratefully
skunk.
hand the skunk over to Brakka and say, "You deal with this."
Also, Scotty, I checked, and yeah, skilled can get you any 3 skills or 3 tools of your choice.
Well,
Prodigy also probably just gives you 1 plus a bunch of other different skills.
so we have a mechanic. Until now, unbeknownst, we had a mechanic. I say we just scavenge the parts and fix up the grinder that we've got, because we've got plenty of stuff.
I mean, I usually just build crossbows, but this cannot be so much different.
The demon grinder is just a larger version of a crossbow. I mean, it's got 2 of them on the side.
You notice
There you go.
You notice inside the Tormentor, underneath the driver's seat, there is a bag filled with 6 soul coins.
I was gonna ask if we could search these guys for soul coins.
Ooh, do I find any on the Devil's Ride?
I want to search the bodies for soul coins too.
The Devil's Ride looks like it only has enough room for the Kobold and all of the random knickknacks you saw attached to the sides.
Right, so there's no soul coins in any of the knickknacks. Knickknacks.
What about the paddywhacks?
You open up the jars and stuff?
Oh God, no! If the bag is buzzing, I'm not doing a not doing anything with the bag of buzzing. But if the jars look like they may hold a coin or something, I may look into it.
All right, you open up a clay pot, and inside a bunch of grubs are wriggling around in it.
Chuck it over my shoulder. Next.
As you chuck it over your shoulder.
Oh God. Oh God. Don't say initiative.
No, I'm just
Okay.
double checking here what they can do.
Oh. Okay, I may not chuck them over my shoulder.
Oh,
Nope, too late. You already did.
Yeah.
Well.
Already did.
Okay.
Explode in a Michael Bay size explosion.
I just turn around. What the hell?
Yeah, they're finger-sized maggots. They're gross.
Okay, good. They're gone.
And the pot shatters, and they just are sitting there, wreathing around and on the ground. Well, gross-like. And they slowly start to wreathe towards you.
Towards me specifically.
Yes.
Okay, I reiterate. Am I going to have to roll initiative for that shit?
No, you'll probably kill this pretty fast. But they do try to jump at you, and you easily avoid it.
Firebolt.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. What's mine? Lightning lure.
You pull them closer to you. Got it.
No, I shock them with...
Lightning lure pulls things to you.
Yeah, but it damages them first.
Nope, it pulls them to you, and then if they're within 5 feet, they take lightning.
Oh.
They actually have to make a strength save to not get pulled, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and at a -4, they auto-fail.
Okay, so yeah, 1d8 of lightning damage. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. 5th level, 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
So do you really want me to roll for this?
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll just use the same initiative as before. Because this should be really quick.
Jeez. 1 point shy of max, an 8 and a 7. 15 damage.
Okay, most of the grubs get fried, but not all of them.
What?
And then after Nyx, I think it's their turn.
Lulu, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, Lulu. She flies over and it's like, "What's going on? Ew, gross!" And then on their turn, they start crawling up on you and they start trying to burrow into your skin.
I'm sorry, what?
This is 17.
No. I have natural armor of 18 right now. Not natural armor, I'm sorry, AC of 18.
Okay.
Technically,
But they are in Nyx's square, and they are all up on Nyx, trying to, like, their horrible, disgusting little mandible mouths are like trying to get through
Ew.
your draconic scale hide that you have.
Ew, 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 get him off, get him off, get him off, get him off!
They're finger size, so they're not small. They're pretty big for grubs. But then it goes up to Richtofen's turn.
No.
I got this.
No.
No.
For some reason, Nyx catches like memories from some creature in a far-off world and sees like a shark man shooting a gust of wind at a bunch of these creatures in a basement.
I
somewhere.
do not die in a fucking basement.
No, you didn't. I'm just saying you've encountered these before with another character
Okay. In another lifetime.
in another lifetime.
Jesus Christ. I thought I was the corpse that they came out of on that one.
No.
That's right. That was a human corpse. Okay. Ghost of Saltmarsh, everybody. Anyways.
First episode, I think.
First or second. And lovely little Abby was the one that triggered it.
As she does with everything.
Every bug that we've come across.
So what's up, Richtofen? You casting Fireball? Because I don't blame you.
You don't?
Nope. Nyx
No.
will.
Don't say that to Matt.
Lulu will. A little Brakka will come up and say everyone will dislike that, but
Actually, no. If it doesn't do any damage to me, but it kills the grubs, I would laugh hysterically.
if you could shape the fireball around Nyx.
He doesn't need to, so long as his DC is, or no, I'm sorry, his attack roll is lower than what I can do with shield. He could do it and just
Fireballs and AoE, that's a dex save.
Yeah, no, you still get half the fireball.
That's a 40-foot radius explosion.
Oh,
Not centered on you.
oh, that's right. I'm thinking chromatic orb. I'm sorry.
Or firebolt.
Oh, let me check something really quick. Might be able to.
Oh no.
My
It's
bad.
gonna take it's gonna take a spell slot. Whatever he's doing is gonna take.
Richtofen's like, oh wait, let me look in my spells, and then that's when we go to Brakka.
Couldn't like some just a small like puff of wind just push them away?
You're pretty sure you've heard of rot grubs before.
Would I be able to just do it with my druid craft and can create a puff of wind?
It doesn't have a save that would.
I do have gust of wind.
I have something.
Okay, Richtofen, what you doing?
I'm going to cast Infestation on the grubs.
What do I need to roll for that?
I can make this better. More grubs.
You cause a cloud of mites, fleas, or other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you see within range. The target must assess a con save, or it takes 1d6 poison.
I hate you.
What's your DC?
It is 16.
Okay, you see Nyx swarmed by rot grubs, freaking out when suddenly appearing out of nowhere on Nyx. In addition to that, are a bunch of mites and flies. Some of them look like they're just made of black smoke. Some of them appear to be made of hellfire, as they're just raving around on them. It failed its save, so you can roll damage. Keep in mind you're higher level now, so it's not just the d6, it's like 2d6 right now.
Yeah.
Flavored spells.
Oh, okay. Is it 2 or 3? Yeah, 3, 2.
1, fire.
10 poison.
And the infestation gets rid of the infestation.
What is bloody wrong with you?
You're welcome.
You infested me more.
Do you continue on the spell? Continue concentration. Please say no.
Thank you for saving me, Richtofen.
No, I don't continue it.
Okay, they disappear. Because if you would have kept it going, they just moved to random squares within 5 feet.
Yikes.
You scared me so much, you turned me Aussie.
I'm in space, Australia.
Can we set by
Go to Space
species?
Brisbane. Go to Space Broncos. Can we go to Space Hobbies after this?
Anyway, so that was one clay jar. Did you check out any of the others?
Yes, but I'm not chucking them over my shoulder anymore. I learned that fucking lesson.
You find a vial of alchemist fire.
Ooh.
Another one that's a vial of acid.
Hand that one to Mav. Or Richtofen.
Oh, another pot, clay pot. But
Does it have any rupees in it?
you open it, and inside you see a very thick, greenish-looking liquid.
Don't know what it
It's
is.
very slimy.
Brakka, can you help figure this one out?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Nature check.
Packed by a slime from the frickin' jar.
It's a soft 20.
All right, you know that this is green slime. You don't want to make contact with it because it's a bitch to get off, and it constantly eats away at everything organic.
Ooh, neat. This is some substance from a green ooze. It's really caustic. Might hold on to
Ooh.
this.
I think I'll hand that one over to Mav. Or to, damn it, I keep doing that. Over to Richtofen. Acid
Might-
and,
Do you
Huh?
mind if I hold on to it? Actually,
oh sure.
could use a few more ranged options.
Okay, the range on it is 520. So 5 is the not disadvantage, and then from 6 feet to 20 feet range is a disadvantage because it's a clay
Nice.
pot.
I'm thinking the voodoo doctor from Diablo 3 just chucking spiders at somebody.
You are not proficient with it. It's definitely improvised ranged weapon.
Okay.
I'll allow strength or dex for it. Doesn't matter.
They're about the same, so I'll just how I add that to my inventory. Other possessions.
You can make a custom item.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of custom items,
Devil's right back.
in addition, inside the Tormentor, you find a bunch of spare parts, a bunch of scrap from other vehicles at various wares. Some gears, wheels, automobiles, you know, everything. A flask of oil. You're pretty sure all this stuff belonged to that Krish character, because it says on the front of the there's a little note on the stuff in Draconic that says, "This Krish's hoard, no touch."
He always was one with grammatic sentences.
If found, please return to.
You find a stone tablet. You find a scroll.
Another book for Richtofen to add to his ever-increasing library.
There's a basket on the side of that Devil's Ride. I forgot to mention.
Ooh.
Do you open it?
Why do you keep asking me that?
Because otherwise you're just staring at a basket.
Any sort of perception check? Is it buzzing? Is it growling? Is it squishing?
You can hear things skidding around inside.
Nope, not dealing with that crap. I will hand that over to Brakka and say, you deal with it.
I will take a look at it.
You peek inside and you just see a whole bunch of centipedes inside.
Centipedes. Do they look like
They look hellish, like every other
neat?
beasts here.
Neat. I'll just sort of take it and just go, sorry. Fling it as far away as possible.
Yeah, I would do the same. I would do the same as Koi.
You fling it 20 feet, and the basket, and then the swarm of centipedes starts skidding around everywhere and just disperses.
Yeah, I thought that's what I was hoping would happen.
I wanted to skeet it.
Most of them bury into the ground. Those that don't bury into the ground fast enough, you see a hellish hawk just swoop down and grab one.
Oh,
great. It worked better for you than it did for me.
And I think that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Yay!
I got my bike back, baby.
We got several bikes.
No, we have parts from several bikes. We have one completely undamaged.
Actually, real quick, did you guys want to try to repair stuff?
Yeah.
Because I can do that real quick before we end it.
Yeah, because Koi is proficient with the Tinkerer's tools, and me and whoever else gets the other set would definitely chip in to try and help.
Since I helped those two back at the fort, I would take the other set.
So, Brakka, do you want one? Because I could give you mine. Because
technology is not really my thing.
Didn't think so, but I didn't want you to be considered, just shoved aside for that one.
Right, it's fine. Did the one bike though? Because there's one bike that just like kept going until it get the side of the mountain.
I'm just gonna say it just eventually flipped on its side and it's currently prone, incapacitated.
Is it close enough to where one of us could grab it?
Yeah. It'd be a bit of a jog, but you guys could go over and just
inventory and extra parts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of the 5 Devil's Rides had everything that I just described Nick's rummaging through. So each of them had like a scorpion on a stick and a basket of centipedes and all that stuff.
And a skunk in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
Don't throw the clay pots.
I'm keeping the clay pots.
I'm talking about the one with the grubs.
But
I don't want to relive that.
I'm keeping
Anyway.
acid pots.
for repairing, you can do one of three things with repair. But you have to meet these conditions. You can't be operating the vehicle's helm. Okay, no one can be driving it or be in any of the weapon stations while making repairs. You must be within range of the damaged area in need of repair. I don't know why it needs to state that, but creatures must have the right tools for the job, aka smiths or tinker's tools. Then
I'm
you
sorry, go
spend an hour doing one of the following. You try to end a mishap. So, actually, now I think about it, Nix, give me a strength check.
Uh-oh.
Because the one you got onto, you tried to steer it, and the steering seems locked.
The Devil's Ride?
Yep.
Okay. 17?
All right, you're able to force it out of the lock, so it's no longer locked.
Cool.
Um,
That'd have been bad if it didn't work.
but ending a mishap would be an action. That's like you guys are on the road, and there's a mishap happening, and somebody has the tinker's tools, and you're like trying to fix it on the go. Ending of a mishap. You can remove a level of exhaustion. If you make the checks, you can restore hit points.
Okay.
And with us helping, that would give Koi advantage for all of those checks, correct?
Yes. So Koi, where are you guys starting for vehicles? Which one are you guys trying to fix up first?
Let's start with our main.
Grinder?
Yeah.
Okay, that bad boy has 2 levels of exhaustion on him, and he's at 97 out of 200 hit points. He's pretty beat up.
You've seen better days.
We've all seen better days.
Might be better to just fix up the tormentor and sell the grinder.
You have plenty of extra vehicle parts here that you think if enough time and if you have enough time to try, you could probably fix everything that you want to use.
I say we keep the grind. I'm sorry. I say we keep the grinder, sell the tormentor because we can tow that bad boy back with us.
Or sell whatever parts we don't use.
That too, and keep any of the parts we scrap from the other bikes. Because I wouldn't mind having a couple extra repair pieces for the Devil's Ride.
Fair enough. I suppose as long as it doesn't weigh it down and we don't take too much time.
Precisely.
All right,
We're
so
still trying to get to the city.
So for removing exhaustion, give me an intelligence check. You have proficiency with the tools, so you add your proficiency bonus on top.
I will assist.
Yep, so you have advantage.
You said an intelligence saving throw? No.
Yes.
Check.
Well, it's an intelligence check that you're proficient with because you're proficient with the tools.
22.
Hey, you got rid of, after an hour of working on it, you figure out, oh, hey, this pipe over here, it was slightly janked off a little bit, and the exhaust was actually coming out on the side, and that was what was causing the speed loss on it for somehow a fictional vehicle. But you fixed one of the 2 levels of exhaustion. Do you want to try the next one?
Let's do it. I mean, we're in no rush, right?
All right, same check as before.
Tink, 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 tink.
Okay.
You guys have multiple tool sets, so while
15.
While Koi is working on it, you guys could work on the other ones if you want.
Christian.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you said. Did you say question or?
I said I don't think any of us are proficient.
Oh,
Besides
right.
Koi.
Right. With the 15, you get it running as well as it can. It's still very heavily battle damaged now. AKA, there's no exhaustion levels on it anymore.
Okay.
How much HP could we restore on it?
It'll take a few days. Okay, after 1 hour of repair work, you must make a dexterity check. And if you make the check, it's 2d4 plus 2 hit points each time.
Okay, but I can do that on the go.
If you want to try doing it while on the go, it takes an hour each time you do it. But you can do it while traveling.
Yeah.
Just welding new plates on as we're driving.
Technically, you can do any of this repairing while no, actually, no, you can't. Never mind. Sorry. You can't. No one can be operating the vehicle while you're doing repairs. That's right.
That was too badass.
I would
So
allow
do
it.
you want-
I would allow it for mishaps if mishaps happen to you guys.
It's nice.
So what do you want me to do now? Keep repairing the grinder or move to the bikes or what?
You said it was at 94 out of 200?
97, I think. Yeah, 97 out of 200.
I'd say at least 1 hour to get above half health and then work on the bike.
All right, dexterity check at advantage because you got a helper. And you're proficient.
Wait, we don't need to work on the bike.
No,
Alright.
on the demon grinder. I assume you're trying to restore some hit points.
As long as we're above half, we'll be good.
That reminds me, take a short rest.
26 on the...
Okay, you definitely make that check. And Brakka, this is taking a few hours. So you can easily take a short rest during this time. You guys can take a long rest if you want. But the person repairing it won't get a long rest.
Right.
I could use the long rest, honestly.
So this one last repair that she's doing right now, then I'll pop up the happy hidey hole and we'll take a long rest.
All right, you
I
repair
mean,
9.
you can take a long rest if you want as I repair, and I will take a short rest afterwards because I can just function pretty well with a short rest.
I really didn't use any spell slots, so that should be good. That keep helping.
Well,
Bunch of kobold corpses just sitting there, not being animated.
waiting to be...
They are technically humanoid.
Now, would they be able to assist in repairs? And
Not with the undead you can make. They're pretty mindless.
yeah, but it only lasts for. It's not a permanent thing. Unless
That doesn't change the skeleton's intelligence.
well, since I can't, don't want to waste a macabre, I'll go ahead and res 2 kobold skeletons then. They make dead.
You can choose skeleton or zombie.
Getting the skeletons because the zombies walking around would make Nix a little uncomfortable. Skeletons are fine.
Fine, I will summon 2 kobold-sized skeletons.
Okay, you can just use the standard skeleton stats. Except now they're small size instead of medium. I don't think it really matter too much.
I give Yama to one of them.
Yes.
Give what?
Yama comes on.
Remember the leg of Yama that we had that we reacquired after we lost Curly? That I got last episode, near the end of last episode.
So you're giving him a Yama club.
I'm giving him a Yama club, at least one of them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, table leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not losing the table leg.
All right. So you now have your skeletons and table leg clubs with them, and Koi, you can, since everyone else is taking a long rest, you're only taking a short rest. You can have up to 7 attempts, and you've already done 4. Actually, no, you've done 3 because you got rid of 2 levels of exhaustion, and then you healed actually 9 hit points in that hour. Do you want to just continue working?
Yeah.
All right, another dex check.
Okay, is everyone taking a long rest? The rest of you?
I'd still be assisting.
Okay.
You guys don't have to take a long rest.
20...
That passes.
24. I have a +7.
Heals an additional 8. Knocking the total to 114 out of 200.
Okay, let's keep a couple more at least. So the same roll, because I rolled a 17.
Okay. It's been a few hours now, and you guys have been sitting here. That time you repaired 6 hit points, so it's now 120 out of 200. And as you are, like, you pull yourself out from underneath, you got oil on your face and stuff, you know, and you get up and just, you notice in the distance, across from the mountains, what appears to be coming through the clouds. It almost looks like a giant black blade that seems to be coming from the clouds and touching the ground and is slowly moving.
Jesus.
Time to go.
It's a few miles away, but it looks ridiculously huge.
Okay, guys. Have you seen Evangelion? Let's get out of here.
Time to go. I've seen that play. It's a very good play in Baldur's Gate. Let's go.
A worried look on
You
Nix's
do not
face.
need to roll Arcana checks. You've read about these in Candlekeep. You're pretty sure this is one of Zariel's flying fortresses for the Blood War.
Heidi ho, it's time to go.
Is it coming towards us?
No, but you can see it in the distance.
Prestidigitation to clean up Coif with all the oil, just to remove.
No, I was so sexy.
No? I retcon.
You're like Megan Fox, you know? You got that?
I mean, haven't you heard that fish oil is good for you?
I
Out of
will, run to the bike.
Yeah, I'll get the one that I grabbed.
And that's where we'll end it for the night. Whee!
I was gonna say out of character, Lluis, that scene with Koi, that is perfect pinup material.
Yeah. Yes.
And on that nice note, anyone have any plugs before we go on tonight?
Yeah, check out my Patreon. There might be a pinup Triton girl soon.
With oil marks?
Yeah.
I will keep my eyes peeled for that.
Yes.
What's your Patreon?
Yeah, patreon.com //
Let me pull it up and I'll put it into Twitch.
Yeah, thank you. Laser Lluis. Or follow me on Twitter. I draw stuff.
If you guys want some nice spicy artwork.
Yeah.
To say the least.
At least.
Here we go. It is a Laser Lluis with the LLUIS. Putting into Twitch. Up. All right. And on that note, does anyone else have any other plugs to say, or?
Just that Nix is turning into a little badass. That's all I want to say.
Emphasis on the little.
Nix is a war boss.
Nice. And we'll see what you guys do with the phylactery next time. Will they go to the Demon Lord himself in the fissure and try to free him from that, only to imprison him for their own gain? Or will they go to the Archdevil Bell and turn in what is due?
Or will we just say screw them both and get to our objective?
I need it.
Hey, there's a dragon somewhere in hell that I want to talk to. Maybe one of their side quests.
And we'll see on the next episode. Good night, everybody.
Bye.